Hello and welcome everybody to Forever Motorsports, and we have just finished the first practice session of the season, and Daniel Ricciardo has clocked the fastest lap in the first session, so very cool to see his return to Formula One at the beginning of the season, starting as definitely as well as it could be. So good on him to get that going, and nice signs from the Visa Cash App RB Formula One team. You know, that really nice and subtle team. But an interesting first session. We saw the McLarens and the Visa Cash App RB, or RB for short, as the fastest, but they did run those laps on soft. So if you then look after that, that's kind of on the left hand side there, the drivers that were sort of running on mediums throughout the session. So Fernando Alonso setting the fastest pace on the mediums there, in fifth place there. Max Verstappen looking very comfortable. Red Bull not doing too much, I don't think, to sort of show their hand. The Mercedes, though, looked like they had a reasonable amount of pace there. So Russell down in 7th place, Hamilton down in 9th. The Ferrari, a little bit disappointing. We thought, kind of hoped they'd have a bit more pace on them. Leclerc down 8th, Sainz in 11th. Took a while for the Kick Sauber, or Stake Kick, what's the Stake F1 Kick Sauber team. We're going to take a while before being able to get that first time throughout the season. But Bottas eventually managed to get up there and clocking a couple of nice times. Sergio Perez down in 12th. Alexander Albon down in 13th. Lance Stroll in 14th. Zhou Guanyu in 15th. Logan Sargent in 16th. The two struggling teams of the session, very much the Haas and the Alpines. So not good news if you're a Haas fan, for example, because they were just absolutely nowhere in that session. If we look at them, sitting 4.6 seconds back, just from, they're just nowhere a little bit. By the end, I think they're 2.3 seconds slower than Alpine, so they're 2.3 seconds behind the slowest car. As we're watching the team, the drivers at the moment just busy doing their practice takeoffs. So Alpine down there, and 17 to 18, the Ocon and Gasly and Magnussen and Hülkenberg were basically just spectators for that session, just never really in the fight. So lots of information from that first session, and we will be live once again later we'll be live throughout the afternoon, so don't go away. Stay on the stream for live timing of F3 and F2 qualifying throughout the afternoon, and then obviously we'll be live for the second pre-practice, which begins at 6 o'clock local time a bit later. My name is Steve. Thank you very much for joining me for that first session, and I will see you guys all a little bit later.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks. Listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast. Don't remember life before you, that's facts. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
That's... Good thing is Reese never starts well in this game.
Shush.
Diana, you in?
Yeah.
You got an X over your name.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Oh god, I got a bit of shove there. Sorry Ryan, I think I
So
hit
did
you
I.
there. I got a bit of a shove.
Oh wait, have you guys already started?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what they're asking. Hurry up, Dion, get back in. James advise him if you can. Because Dion, you're currently sitting in second if you can take control of this car. You're
No, I'm
on
gonna
my
have
ass.
to
It's
take
actually
tape.
irritating. Ah, he's
Invite
taking me!
him. Freaking hell. Freaking hell. Did you get it, Dion?
Nice try, whoever that was.
Said it came through.
Yeah, that didn't end well.
A bit of fornicating.
Yeah.
I lost all my speed doing that, but oh, this is our stuff up. Come on, just do it nicely then. There we go.
Oh! Oops.
Ow! Bloody wall.
Oh no, I've come so
Dion,
far
are you racing or
wide.
you're not? You're not racing yet.
No, not yet.
Your AI
Because this AI is doing the business right now. Yes!
James.
How do I
Oh
take
no!
control again?
Press the spectator menu and then choose a car to take control. It should automatically give you your car too as an
I was
option.
trying to help Dion, sorry, Reese.
Got it?
It's fine.
Yeah, Dion's back in. Ooh, shit! I'm watching him and I'm going into the wall. Ah! Dion, you chop!
What did I do?
You completely.
Oh,
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
oh shit!
Ow! Thanks, Grant.
Wow.
No, man,
That
please.
just got very real.
I have to get around somehow.
I know. I was trying the same thing. That's why I got taken out.
Right, Jack, let's go, let's go, let's go. We got those two right at the back.
Good deal.
I should just let my AI drive, honestly.
Clearly.
Oh, yeah.
The AI took me out though. Yes.
I need to catch. Dion, are you racing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
this will.
yeah, if you
Yeah,
could
last
just crash,
to catch
you know.
it. The AI was doing the business with Dion. Yes.
Oh, you stupid thing.
Clearly, because you're catching me very quickly.
You're 5 seconds ahead of me.
Well, it's soon going to be much less.
We should take care of your tires. Don't push too hard yet.
Fuck the tires, just go.
Reese careful, Graham. There's right adjacent to the track.
I was very gentle.
I was catching
there.
James so well.
Yeah, no, I've been a bit gentle here.
Struggling with control on these mediums.
I'm just
Well
struggling.
done, my dear.
We'll stop.
I have you now.
I'm just struggling. There's no mediums this. Oh god, could you stop picking that wall?
I actually have to brake a lot earlier than the game
Oh my
tells
word,
me
what
to.
on earth?
Whoa!
Oh.
Fuck!
What
Dude.
happened here? Here we go
Well, so
again, here we go
just-
again! Shot!
Yes. I just hear this nonsense ahead of me, and now you're just trying to predict where it's going to be.
Sorry.
Wow.
And now James
Sorry,
needs
I
to
should
take
have
out the
warned.
Aston Martin in front of him. There's a brake test
Jesus.
coming.
How do
Number
you
one.
do that?
Maybe it's in the race.
Why are you brake testing me?
Well, you know, I saw us in first and thought,
Hey,
you know,
what are you
might as well
doing?
keep it.
Dude, what are you doing?
I'd been there for like so long.
Why did you... Reese, what was that all about?
I didn't turn into you.
So who did
James,
that?
stop braking so early!
What do you mean? I didn't turn
No,
you.
no.
I literally didn't move my joystick at all.
Where
Give me
were
an interesting
you?
replay
I
there.
was on your inside.
I didn't see you.
That I've no doubt.
The replay is going to be very interesting.
Crash now,
Oh
there's
my
big
God.
castle section.
Even me, bro, even me.
Ah, I went so far wide. I'm in all the wrong areas now. Oh, damn, I stuffed that up horribly. Damn it.
Oh. No.
Graham, I love it when you start from payday.
I know.
Just give you a little bit more breathing room.
Whoa, 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 why, bro, why?
Taxi move.
Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for this one?
Clearly a midfield battle happening right there.
Yeah, dude, he like T-boned me. And now he's in front of me, what is this? It's
I don't know how that happened, to be honest. I don't know.
fine, I'm gonna get DRS now.
Keep hitting that wall.
Ah.
Yeah, have you
If
DC?
you don't break soon enough. You didn't have me to slow you down next time.
Stop telling me to slow down.
Yeah, Reese, I know you're there, I know you're there.
Oh,
Okay, thanks
sorry,
for that.
sorry.
Between you and Graham, honestly, you both did the exact same thing on a corner.
I locked my brakes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the difference is he can lock his brakes. We don't have an excuse.
James, could you stop going over that?
So quick question, is anyone pitting, eh? Let's chat.
This is sprint, not sprint.
Sprints, you don't.
Pits.
I want to pit. I don't like these mediums. Who races on mediums?
Yeah,
and sprint?
replicate. That was such a bad section.
Maybe we should enforce a mandatory pit.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
And then
Oh, yeah.
people
Well,
back
right,
to
you guys
right
all
pitch.
go in,
Yo,
I'll
who's doing
wait
it
for you.
first? Who's doing it first?
No, okay, I don't have.
Once you guys go in, I'll wait for
Yeah, I
you.
was about to say, I'll wait for somebody else to go, then I'll take the
I'll go in this lap. If everyone else genuinely pits, I'll go in this lap.
man. Yeah, you see, if, man.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
pitting.
so will I. I'll
I've already
I'm
said.
sure you'll pitch Reese from fourth. Yeah, I can understand why you would want us to all pitch.
Tell you what, I'll pitch when everybody else is pitched.
Oh, God, what did I just hit? Is there like a stick-out wall on the straight here?
Yeah, there is.
Yes, I hit that and I almost went backwards.
Wondering why you
Oh,
dropped
crap.
so far
I just took
behind.
like... Yeah, no, she just lost 3 seconds there. No, wait, more, 4. Oh, God, I lost all my speed there in the straight. I mean, I was literally just about 5.5 seconds behind you, Mark. I'm now 10 and a half.
10. Oh, there are
Yeah,
people
I'm
in
in
the
the
pits, eh? Okay, fine, we will pitch, fine.
I will be ready.
I will.
I've got Graham up my backside. Look at that.
Oh no, man, why are we putting more mediums on? What the hell?
It's not to ask
Yeah.
them to change. You have to tell them, Dion.
You have to tell them which tires to put on. Sorry, Dion.
That was a good
How
bit,
do you
wasn't
do
it?
that?
You press B,
In
and
your
you press B
MFG.
again, and then you scroll down, and then you go and select next tires.
Okay, fuck me.
It's gone well there. Took a mandatory pit stop and went for the same tires that you hate so much.
I've got Graham too close here. I can't afford to.
Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap.
Tip's going around the corners here.
I am pitting, so
You've
You
got
were a
time to
whole
pitch.
lap ahead of me. What the hell?
Yeah, but you pitted, they didn't.
yeah, we will pit now.
I know.
Oh, we'll be ready.
It
It's not a whole
doesn't
lap.
make much difference.
I think me and Graham already decided we're not pitting.
The other thing is I still back myself to catch you.
5 laps of fuel.
Oh yeah, there's a good chance of that. That's why I'm not pitting. There's good reason to do this. I know I need a good lap and a bit.
Yo, what about me, dude? What about me? He's clipping every single corner.
Just stop
These
pitting.
tires are not the ones. Who decided on starting on mediums? Was it a
Is the game.
The game.
The game decides
The
it.
game, dude. You can't just be on soft the
so
whole time.
fucking dumb. I want to be on soft. I'm a softie.
With that we know.
God, Graham is catching you.
Oh, here comes James and Graham. Can I get out of the pits quick enough?
Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one.
Oh, they're going to be right here as I come out of one corner.
Pit
Let's go.
strategy complete. See these
Hello.
tires through
Graham,
the
just take him up. Yep, thank you very much. Well done.
What was that?
Okay, clear.
5 out of 9. Oh my god. The hell is that track?
Ooh, just like, I'm on soft side, I need to remember that. I can brake late.
Oh, no! The bloody
Oh.
kill. Hang in there.
Ooh,
Alright, fine, we're gonna take
down.
Mark Archer.
Oh.
Yeah, that's before my sabotage comes. Boom! Close to the door. Oh, where was the door? No, damn it.
That was well taken by me, That was not half bad. Oh shit!
No, get out the way!
Chop.
Check out the...
Absolute chop.
Boys,
No,
what's
man.
going on here?
It's such a horse, you know
There's a
that.
little bit of bumping. But bumping's racing, eh?
Okay, that's.
Oh no, I see what you're trying to do there. Just let me down a bit.
Oh no, I've been really
Did you
screwed.
clip?
Yeah. Oh, I've been really screwed.
Where's Ryan?
I'm all the way at the back after that accident.
Oh, I had to brake, damn it. Oh, here comes Reese now. Oh no. I've got no speed.
Jay still hasn't pitted.
Neither has Graham.
Yeah, but Gaz is close. Dion's supposed to.
And I'm gonna stop using some tire grip. Little did he know that makes no difference.
Oh, yo.
So I can still take out Reese here.
Just. Yeah, Reese just got to drive carefully around James. The hooligan.
Dude, if you can't beat them fairly, you gotta play dirty.
That's the way you get it from, Mark.
You just got to cut
When
down
you
his
race.
inside, Reese. If you go down the inside, he can't have you out. If you're outside, you're stuck.
Oh yeah, how do you feel about this? Yeah, but you didn't think of... Oh, okay, no, he did think of it. Did he? No, he did.
I just see yellow flags behind me.
Well, he went down the inside, but I knew I could try and take him on the outside then.
Racing
Sorry,
all
Ryan.
my
You saw
own.
points and you're not going to get them.
I know.
What the fuck are you?
Quite
I
far.
mean, we've only been crashing like every second corner, yeah.
Hey, no. I had that big crash when somebody was in the straight
Yeah, but-
on side of
Yeah, but we've
sideways
had like
on.
6 crashes
Yeah, I
since
was about to
then.
say, like, there've been quite a few
Okay, so
instances
the gap
since
to the
then.
car behind is 8.1
Oh, well, I'm
seconds.
very wide, yeah.
Were they to the same level of?
Yes. Graham can attribute
Oh
that.
no, there's been cars in the wrong way around, stuck perpendicular to the track. Gee, these guys, they got slots, no wonder they beat
But you
me.
haven't pitted as well. I've pitted.
Oh, that's your
Oh, I
fault.
pitted. So is Reese.
Yeah, but I'm talking about James.
Yeah,
Yeah.
James needs to put.
Yeah.
We're not good enough to pits. Shut up.
No, we're not.
Bro, you're still in front of me, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, but you're catching me.
You know what I'll do?
No,
On the
Not
final
James,
lap,
we
I'll
want
come
James.
into the pits. How about
James is
that?
7
I'll
seconds
finish
ahead
in
of
the
me.
pits.
Oh, is it?
You'll pit on the final lap, my ass.
Yeah.
That's gonna change. Little Schumacher strategy there
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps.
Now, Stefan is only 6 seconds behind me. Can he catch me?
Ah, fuck.
See, Ryan, sounds like you're stuffing up enough by yourself there.
Yeah, just whack the wall, turn too early.
That's that castle section so badly. We should
Oh,
catch
come
him
on, man.
easily.
Oh, suddenly Reese. Graham, is that Dion right? Oh, God.
Oh, first. No! Ryan, fuck off.
And you didn't
The
pit.
fresh tires, you know, we stuffed up, Graham. We should have put it sooner.
Should have put a first lap. Should have been like, yeah,
Oh,
straight into these softs.
Right.
No, everybody's on fresh tires here. Me and Graham are struggling.
Yeah, we're struggling.
Like, Dion is coming up behind me here. I can't turn. Tricky's yet to get past me.
That's quite
Big
difficult.
enough to catch you, dude.
Good strategy call, Dion.
Oh, what the hell just happened? My game just completely glitched.
Oh no. Ooh!
You're still in there.
I was so worried then.
Oh no, I just clipped the wall big time. Reese will be on my tail.
Oh, great, yeah. I've clipped the wall as well.
Did yours hit him?
Oh my god.
I've clipped the wall.
Yeah, I saw.
Carnage.
far behind.
Dude, I didn't even know what happened. I was just going down that straight. Next minute, I suddenly I'm in the wall and I'm perpendicular to the track. That sucks so hard.
Sorry, James.
I'm gonna go look at that replay. Oh god, now Graham's just pushed me into the wall.
Sorry. I
Like
think,
it's a
guys, I
standard
think you have
range.
to have some damage on the cars, otherwise it does get a little silly.
Yeah, problem is that
You see
the
what I
damage
mean?
is so high. It's so easy to actually get out of the race. Like all of us would have been dead.
All of us, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely would have.
There just has to be a little bit of gentlemanly behavior, which we don't get from.
Yeah,
I just
well.
want to see what just happened. That was ridiculous. Like, I stopped completely dead. I was doing 290, then dead.
I need donuts on the start finish line again.
I hate that little chicane there.
Or the left to right.
Yeah.
I know it's bad,
Yeah.
eh?
Oh no, I'll try to be greedy to try and get Graham there and I stuffed up.
Alright, let's go do some donuts.
When you're that far ahead.
I can't believe that. From 3rd to 6th in the final lap, are you joking?
Points gone down the tube. So what is it? Top 4 get points, right?
Top 3.
Oh, I see that little jutting out piece now. You are almost clipped it again.
That, no, dude, I didn't clip that. I hit that and it stopped me from 290 to dead. I'm going to show you the replay. It's absolute scenes.
The Oaks who didn't pit stop finished
Last.
last.
So yes, very good
Terrible.
strategic call, Dion.
Jason's finishing in
dear.
the pits as well.
That
Oh,
was-
he
that
went
was
to the
it.
pits.
Hi, Bridget, what you on about? Let me show you the replay. Oh, he just goes 290 and then dead. I don't even know what happened there.
How did Reese get driving with that rubbish?
I got taken out like 3 times.
So, you started first and finished second. I started second, finished first, and I was at the back of the point. Nonsense.
That's such bullshit.
Right, and we are back. Hello, and welcome back to Forever Motorsports for the second session of the day. It is Free Practice 2, and we had a very interesting Free Practice 1, and now the teams have had a few hours to sort of get the data in and look at where things are going right or wrong, and then have opportunities to fix it. So we're about to see exactly what this means. Now, Zhou Yu is the first man out. A couple of changes I think needed from that in that salvo. They are to try and get a decent second go, but very interesting to see. But obviously now it's very different conditions. If you look at that track temperature, it is a 12 degrees cooler air temperature as well, 17.2 degrees. It'll be interesting to see what the wind is all about, because we had a very windy first session. We also saw in the first session, obviously, most of the teams using that medium compound. We do expect to see a lot more teams using the soft compound tonight, and seeing exactly how that plays out as well. So very excited to see this second session, how everything sort of plays out. We did have Daniel Ricciardo being a bit of a surprise, topping the timing in that first practice. So hopefully this is the start of a very good season for Daniel Ricciardo. He's obviously back on the grid, and yeah, I mean, we all are big Ricciardo fans, so it'd be very cool to see him hopefully really get back to sort of his best. But it is now sort of more the condition we expect to see in the actual race itself, which is obviously a night race, and gets underway on Saturday, by the way, not on Sunday. So make sure you don't get that wrong and miss out on all the action. So make sure you're on your calendars. You can go and mark that it will be on Saturday as we start to build up. For me, this session, I want to see, obviously, we want to see what the sort of the top teams are doing, your Red Bulls, for example. But I'd really like to I'd be interested to see if Haas can find a way to make their day a little bit more respectable, because I tell you what, they had an absolute nightmare of a first session where they just was so uncompetitive. It was scary. I think they were about 4 seconds behind the next fastest car, the next slowest car, which was the Alpines. So disaster session for Haas, and I'll be very interested to see how they do respond to that in this session as well. So welcome. If you're on, make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well. We've got quite a couple of new faces who have been jumping up throughout the day, and yeah, it's at the start of the season, start of a new year, and lots of opportunities incoming over the next few months to really get stuck into the Formula 1 season. So hello, Cora, I hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. My name is Steve, by the way, if you are new. And yeah, we're already about almost 5 minutes into, or 3 minutes into the session at the moment. And let's have a look at the timing, shall we? So Zhou Yu has gone up quite nicely so far. He had a much better start to proceedings than the first session, where he went out and then was actually pulled back because he had brake issues. So he's gone with gone out nice and early, and he'll be hoping to try and clock some times, and they can get some more information into that Sauber as the session goes by. Carlos Sainz was a little bit slow in the first session, so hoping to see him respond a bit better in this session as well. Again, if you're looking at the tyres, for example, Hamilton on softs, Leclerc on soft, Perez on softs. We've got Bottas who's just gone fastest, but a lot of the teams on softs. We've got the Williams of Albon on mediums, Piastri and Norris both on mediums as well. Hulkenberg's just gone fastest. He's on the pair of softs as well, so do expect to see a lot more softs. The drivers that haven't got out just yet remain Max Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, and Lance Stroll. If you'd like to check out that little bottom right screen over there, that is the car radio at the moment. So we've got some transcriptions of what's going on over there, so keeping you up to date there. Obviously, you can see there's the track conditions there, as well as the countdown of the session. So 55 minutes and 56 seconds and counting. The track is clear. That is the wind speed at the moment. The track temperature, as well as the air temperature over there in Bahrain, which is obviously the lights are on, and we are racing in much cooler conditions than we were earlier on. So Magnussen just gone fastest there. So the two Haas's off to a much better start than the last time, where they were very much at the bottom of the pile, as well as the Alpines have gone on nice and early and started setting some nice times as well. But as the session goes on, you do expect your likes of your Red Bulls, Ferraris, McLarens, Mercedes and Aston Martins to start moving up, as does Sergio Perez, who moves up into that top spot there. And I expect to see the Red Bulls have a lot more pace today than I think, or in terms of that, than we saw this morning, or earlier today, I suppose, this afternoon. It was an afternoon session. Right, so lots of cars out on the track at the moment. A couple asking if he should pit there is Magnussen. Wants to adjust his front wing. And there was a bit of an incident, by the way, between Bottas, who was released unsafely. So interested to see if the track officials say anything about that. There is under investigation at the moment. So it is been noticed for pit lane infringement. Hamilton now, by the way, going fastest there with a 130.751. And there we go. All the big teams starting to cross the lap, the finish line there, and starting to post some better times there. Leclerc sides up into 2 and 4. Lots of information coming from Captain Magnussen. Busy riding on board with Fernando Alonso, who had a decent amount of pace in that first session. Obviously, this is it's difficult to sort of gauge exactly what the free practices really mean. Obviously, you know, we're still very early in the season. We're still going to see quite a lot of adjustments. I think tomorrow, obviously, that third free practice will be the biggest indication as to where the cars are ahead of qualifying, which is tomorrow evening. We've got a poll running, by the way, which has said, who impressed you the most in FP1? And Daniel Ricciardo currently very much leading that poll at the moment. So at the moment, as I said, Hamilton, Leclerc, Perez at the top there. Now, Fernando Alonso getting in on the action there. He posts fastest second sector on the way to coming into the second fastest lap at the moment. Still no lap from Verstappen, who remains in the pit. Often does. Even the first session took a while for him to get going and go and start clocking some laps. Obviously, you know, in terms of the format, we see them go out quite early and they try to get some information, then come in for sort of 10 to 15 minutes, and then they go out again towards the end of the session to then sort of see if the changes and the tweaks they've made make any difference, or and what they can then look to do tomorrow. So that is, I think, Max Verstappen then just venturing out onto the track. He'll go and start clocking his first couple of laps in the session. The only driver who is yet to register a lap. We've got Hamilton, Alonso, Leclerc, Perez, Stroll, and Sainz in that top there. So all the usual suspects. The McLarens on the mediums, not as fast at the moment. You can see all the drivers on the softs in that sort of top 10. Just looking at different parts of the track over here. As I said, the lights are on. Good afternoon, TCC. I hope you're well. And welcome to the stream. As I said, we are about 10 minutes almost into the first into the session, and we do have Verstappen on the track. So it'll be interesting to see what his sort of times will be in the next few. Hamilton currently leading the session with the fastest time there. And you can give an indication. So, but just to show you exactly what's what and what over there. Look at the numbers there. Obviously, the DRS over there flashes green when they do have DRS, like Carlos Sainz right now. On the right-hand side, you've got all your tires. So red for soft, M for medium. And over there shows you how many laps they've done on the tire just below. So you can see there, for example, Hamilton doing 3 laps on that soft compound. Verstappen, by the way, also going off out and in that soft. So majority of the field currently running soft tires, except for the likes of those who ran soft in the first session, which were the Saubers, the RBs, as well as the McLarens, who ran soft in that first practice, now running mediums at the moment. So now Hamilton's sitting pretty comfortable at the top there. He's Alonso just behind him in about sort of 0.3 of a second, but Alonso can, I mean, Hamilton clocking some nice laps there. He did say that he reckons this car's got a lot of pace, so it'll be very interesting to see how that happens throughout the weekend. But Verstappen now has yet to, hasn't clocked a lap just yet, so it'll be interesting to see where he comes in and how quickly he can get himself into that sort of top 10 in the top half of the table. Right, there it is. It's a bit better from George Russell, who finds himself into that sort of top 10. Right, Max Verstappen is not going to come through as the fastest just yet. Yeah, so slightly down on Hamilton so far is Verstappen, 0.2 of a second down there in that second sector. So I don't think we'll see a faster lap here from Verstappen. He will get himself probably in that sort of top 5, I'd imagine, when he eventually crosses the line in the next couple of seconds. Right, there we go. So fourth fastest there, 0.5 of a second off the pace that is currently being set by Hamilton. So Leclerc above those two for the two Red Bulls as well, and as his teammate. 12 minutes into the session there, having a look at Paul Monahan, the chief engineer at Red Bull Racing. Much more settled Red Bull environment, I'd imagine, today after the official clearing of the investigation on Christian Horner, who has been cleared of any allegations of inappropriate behavior. So I think he'll be feeling a lot better about life after that as well. So the Mercedes off to a reasonable start. We're looking at a bit of almost a bit of track limits there. I think that is by Hamilton almost went wide there, hitting the curves there quite hard. See a bit of sparks at the bottom of the car there. Doesn't look particularly good for Mercedes. Right, TCC saying, come on Lewis, Pure Blood saying come on Russell. So a couple of Merc fans in the comments and saying the last 2 years Red Bull would have been a second ahead of everyone else by now. So look, it is early stages, but promising signs for Mercedes. And good to see the Haas's. Yes, they are on the softer compound, but nice to see them a little bit more competitive. And as I imagine, yeah, the bottom 7 cars all running, still running the mediums. They have asked Kevin Magnussen to box. All right, cool. And Leclerc saying that he wants to just check the floor of the car, make sure that's all good. So a bit of obviously, but something feeling a bit strange for him there. Alonso now currently sitting, by the way, second fastest, and he goes in. Sorry, Hamilton comes into the pits. And looks like a change of tires, and looks like he's going to go straight back out as Hamilton. He's back in the garage. Right, so if Charles Leclerc's back in, he's 0.4 of a second back from the leader, which is currently Lewis Hamilton. His teammate Russell down in 8th. So just about a second behind his teammate at the moment is George Russell. So the usual suspects really in that top 10, apart from the McLarens, who currently running hard and sitting at 18th and 20th. Daniel Ricciardo will be very tough for the life, being slightly faster than his teammate. But let's see what George Russell can do here. He's currently on a hot lap. No, very far behind there. He's actually 2.5 seconds behind Sam Hamilton through that second sector. So not going to be catching him anytime soon. The majority of the cars back in the pits now. Just Verstappen, Lance Stroll, George Russell, Albon's on an out lap, and Tsunoda, who remain on track. Hello, Barrett. Hope you're well. Going after Danny Rick. It's a good choice of driver to really back. Can never complain if Danny Rick's around. So looking at, you see a lot of sparks flying. Similar issue here. looks like there's like a flame coming off the bottom of George Russell's car. It doesn't look particularly good. Oh, there's a bit of skid there as he went wide. And there seems to be, well, it's like a light that's coming off the back of it. It almost looks like it's a bit of flame coming off the bottom of, or the floor of George Russell's car. So something's not particularly right with that Mercedes. Seems to be moving around a lot as well. So I don't think that life can be too comfortable in that for George Russell. Probably explains why he is so much further behind his teammate. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him come in. And he is. And Alexander Albon now. 1.5 seconds behind the leaders, currently on medium tires there. Bottas is in the pits though. Be interesting to see if he can come back out on another pair, on a pair of softs. I think the biggest thing is we just need to be competitive this weekend. The last thing we do is we don't want another season of just being, you know, watching the same, watching Verstappen win, 24, 25 races this season, you know, just like last season. Not what we'd really like. So hopefully we can see some more competitiveness from the rest of the field. But right at the moment, so we've had our first sort of stint really of the drivers out there. So you can see most of them in the pits. Hamilton at the moment the fastest. Probably the disappointing one so far is probably I said the McLarens at the moment, but it's good to see the Alpines. Interestingly enough, actually slower than the Haas in this opening sort of 15 minutes. They were faster than them in the first session, but not too many drivers out there. Lance Stroll's currently out and about. Verstappen as well out. So he'll be looking to try and bring in a decent lap to start asserting his dominance. Not that if anybody needs to assert dominance, it was Verstappen. But on board now with Alex Albon in that Williams. Going to the final couple of turns here. And that's not bad from Alex Albon. He's 6/10 of a second slower than Hamilton as he goes into that second sector. So we can keep that kind of gap. That'll push him up a bit. Currently sitting 1.6 seconds behind. So looking like a decent lap here from Albon, who's going to go through at a 1... Yeah, there it is. Much better. Much better that from Albon. 131.7. He'll move up into 8th place. So the Williams onto the softs and looking a lot better already. And moving themselves to top 8 ahead of the Haas's, which you kind of imagine. I said the Haas didn't really seem to lack the pace in the in that first session. Right, so Hamilton still in the pits, but Alonso is back out, and Verstappen is in 3rd at the moment. Leclerc, both Ferraris currently in the pits. Perez in the pits, Stroll in the pits. Both Williams are out there. Russell in the pits. I think Russell might stay a bit longer in the pits. Looks like there might be an actual issue with his car, rather than just looking at a couple of the standard things. Alonso currently 2nd fastest. TCC saying the race pace is going to be important. Whoever has that, well, I think we'll get a bit of an idea of the race pace and where it stands hopefully tomorrow, and obviously qualifying tomorrow evening. Very, very interested to see how he comes on pole. I read an article today, and they're predicting a Leclerc pole. But also, to be fair, they did predict a Leclerc fastest in the first practice, which was very much not the case. It was indeed Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah, they got that one right, but they were predicting a Leclerc podium. Leclerc pole. Max Verstappen complaining about the air in his helmet at the moment, and Alonso almost spinning out there a little bit. He's 2 tenths of a second behind Hamilton to that first sector. A slight mistake there. I think he went slightly wide on turn 8 at the moment. Right, so we get an idea very shortly of where he is in that sector. Going through turn 12 now, coming up to the end of that second sector. And he's 7 tenths of a second there, so not going to be anywhere near Hamilton so far on this lap, Will Alonso. Yeah, you see, having a look there, just slightly lost it around the bend. So Verstappen, I don't think particularly happy. He's gone back into the pits. He was saying a lot of air through his helmet. And there are more cars back on the track at the moment. So if we have a look at it at the moment, Verstappen 4 tenths of a second behind Hamilton. Alonso 2 tenths, just over 2 tenths of a second. Leclerc literally right on the brink of Verstappen there. Perez slightly further back. Sainz slightly further back, and then there's sort of a second gap from about George Russell onwards. At the moment, Piastri and Lando Norris currently 2 seconds behind the leaders. Right, Carlos Sainz, who's not really had done too much so far in the free practice. He's been there and thereabouts, but Leclerc has seemed to have more add more pace in it. Right, Norris saying he needs to change his steering wheel for the next run. Right, let's see how we got. What have we got? So Sainz. That's who we're currently riding on board with. And Nico Hülkenberg, how's that for a lap? He goes up to the second fastest. That's a very good lap from him. Just 1 tenth of a second behind Hamilton. So the Haas all of a sudden finding a bit of pace. So whatever they did between pre-practice 1 and pre-practice 2 seems to be working. Hülkenberg getting himself in the mix there. Disappointing season last season for the Haas. So they'll want to try and improve. And Carlos Sainz now coming in and taking that. He's less than 1/10 of a second behind Hamilton. So really starting to heat up now as the session goes on. As Piastri now on the softs, the McLaren's getting involved. We expected them to start making a bit of a charge after they did change onto the softs. And he goes third fastest Piastri. And Lando Norris will be swapping his steering wheel after the Kings come in. But he's currently on a pair of softs. So let's see exactly where that pair of softs is going to have him. I think he's going to have him in that top 10, but I don't think much. 1.8, so still a while back there. Well, this will probably be a hot lap now for him. Try and bring that down a bit. And Ricciardo, who was obviously fastest in the first session, now into a second lap on that pair of softs. So now it'll be interesting to see. We're kind of looking at an equal setting with all the teams sort of on the same compound. So whatever pace Ricciardo had in the first session, we're going to see now exactly what it's going to mean on the same compounds. Madison moving up there as well. Yeah, commentators coming talking about the battle between Piastri and Lando Norris, and I think that's going to be a very interesting one. Obviously, Norris, more experienced at this level, has been around a bit longer, but Piastri, the name, the big name, the new name, the big kid on the block, and yeah, I think he's gonna be, if he's gonna be as good as he reckons he is, and everybody sort of says he is, he needs to start making himself uncomfortably close to Lando Norris in terms of the time starts posting and the like. So. Yeah, at the moment, Piastri does seem to have a decent amount of pace in that McLaren. But Lewis Hamilton is back out, and he's just spent a fastest first sector. As you can see there on the tracker there, it has all the various sectors and stuff like that. So Hamilton slightly down in the second sector. It's interesting to see where he does have the pace and where he doesn't have the pace. It's looking good though to set a new fastest lap. Yes, Hamilton still up on the time there, and he's going to go through in a 1. Yeah, it will be a fastest lap there, 1:30.3.74. So bringing down his time by 0.3 of a second there, Lewis Hamilton. Lots and lots of pace. He had a first fastest sector and a fastest third sector. So so far so good for Mercedes. Let's see Red Bull have anything to say about that at the moment. Not quite. Sainz remaining in second. He's on an outlap. And Perez comes through. He's 6th fastest though, so the Red Bull's not quite in it at the moment. Both sitting at about 0.7 of a second back from Lewis Hamilton. Russell remaining in the pit. He seemed to have something wrong with his car. We'd be pity because I would like to be interested to see if he also had the pace that Hamilton has, and whether it's Mercedes with the pace or whether just Hamilton's managing to get a lot out of that car. Right, so Verstappen then. No. That's a bit better though. It's just 1/10 of a second to do the first sector on Lewis Hamilton. Norris still in the pit there, so not quite sure what the issues are there for McLaren and Norris. Haven't really been able to get out and put some decent times down, but Piastri is back in the pit, so he'll be happy with that effort. So far sitting 3rd fastest in the session. And Verstappen just not quite got the pace at the moment. Going through turn 11, coming up to the end of that second sector. Gives an indication of exactly where he is. Yeah, that's a bit better. He's up 1/10 of the second. It's a bit better there from Verstappen, and he'll go through the final corner there, and he moves up into 4th with a 1:30.85. So 0.5 of a second back from Hamilton. Still not lightning as the Red Bull standards go, but a bit better from him as he sort of gets into that that top 4. Panta Edge obviously designed the RB20. Big season ahead for them. Right, declaring the radio now. So busy complaining about Lance Strolls. We're driving in the middle of the road there about turn 1. So he's not looking at his mirrors, wasn't happy. Lewis Hamilton, a bit of sparks flying off the back there. Right, so we're just over half an hour into the session. Just less than half an hour, 30 minutes remain. All the cars currently running soft tyres at the moment. Hamilton continues to be the fastest. And the Red Bulls, not quite as dominant as they'd probably like to be. Lance Stroll moving a bit up there, though. He actually overtakes his teammate. Now, there it is. Daniel Ricciardo going into the top 10. He's on a pair of softs and starting to get a bit better. Now, that's very interesting. George Russell has just gone through second fastest. He is just 0.2 of a second back from Hamilton, and that kind of answers the question whether it was just Hamilton getting a good decent amount of pace or whether it was the Mercedes in general. Does look like this Mercedes has pace. So you'll be looking at turn 9, 10 here. Martin Brundle's down the track side. But yeah, so the Mercedes so far, they'll be very happy in that garage. Hamilton keeps insisting throughout the week that this is a fast car, or much faster at least than last season. So they'll be very chuffed with the fact that their cars are currently sitting the 2 fastest on the grid at the moment. The track temperature is quite cool at the moment, 22 degrees. The air temperature sitting at 17. Obviously, it is 6:30 local time. And so, obviously, it is quite sort of an early evening there. Just busy watching Alpine coming through. The Alpines have been not great so far. And Lando Norris, obviously having the issue with his car, hasn't come back out. Was quite far back on those mediums, and it's been back in the pit. Today, just as you're watching the drivers working on a touch screen there on their steering wheel, and you can see it getting horribly wrong there. I think it's Albon that's almost spun out. Yeah, he's gone into the sand as well. Now riding on board with Charles Leclerc, trying to see if there's maybe a mistake from him. Yeah, Leclerc not particularly happy with the awareness of his fellow drivers on the grid. Right, so most of the cars back in the garage at the moment. We've got 24 minutes left. We've got the countdown over there, 25 minutes left officially, and 20 seconds left. So the car's in probably for the final spells with a few adjustments. They'll probably be in there for another 10 minutes, and then we'll get out for the final 15 of the second practice. What are you feeling, people, over here? So Simon says, I don't know what Mercedes are cooking, but I love the smell. Pure Blood saying it's risky from RB changing up their car so much, considering last year they destroyed in all conditions. That being Red Bull as opposed to RB, which is actually the name of the the Cash App Visa RB Formula One team. So yes, very nice sort of rolls of the tongue there. The new the Red Bull second team there. And speaking of that, Daniel Ricciardo obviously getting that seat this season, so interesting to see how he goes. Probably vying potentially get back into a Red Bull seat there. So now there we go. Alonso goes to third fastest, and he manages to move back up. He's currently 2/10 of a second back from Hamilton. Both the Mercedes continue to be the two fastest on the track there. So that's sort of sector 3. They're just slightly letting Alonso down. So Lance Stroll currently sitting in the pits. He's 5/10 of a second behind Lewis Hamilton. Logan Sargent starting to up the ante a little bit there, down in the stages there. Not too many people out there. So Piastri's out there, he's on an outlap. Alonso's out there. Perez is on an outlap. Sargent's out there. Pierre Gasly's out there. And Norris on an outlap. So good to see that Norris has been able to get back out. He's in the pits for quite a while. But so far doesn't really have the pace that he'd want to. So at the moment, Lando Norris. I mean, Carlos Sainz. These three almost basically call it 4/10 of a second behind. Having a look at that Sauber. It's a very pretty looking car. The green, I reckon, must look absolutely amazing underneath the lights. Having a look at Bottas. Stake F1. What's it? Stake F1 Kick Team. Oh, geez, let's try and get the blooming name, the full name of it. Stake F1 Kick Sauber. That's the one. As opposed to Visa Cash App RB Formula 1 team. You know, these really, really nice names, which, you know, really roll off the tongue and make you really want to get in behind them and support them. TCC saying, I think Red Bull will find something extra tonight somehow. They always do. Love the green. Yeah, so do I. And I also just like the fact it's different colors, you know. You've got, I love a bright car. And Crofty was actually saying now that he was very disappointed with how dull the Ferrari looked under the lights, which is not good to hear because we don't want a dull looking Ferrari. We want the red of that Ferrari really coming through. So that's a bit sad if that is the case. That's just not looking great underneath the lights. But yeah, I think the McLarens in the bright orange, you're not going to miss too many of them. The Mercedes is a bit dull these days. Red Bull looks very nice, but at the end of the day, underneath the lights, just dull blue. So I really like the fact that we've got this like visually very green car, especially with how many night races there are now in the season, because I think they just look so cool under lights. Right, running on board here with Lando Norris. He's about to finish second sector to see where he's at. I'll tell you. Yeah, 5/10 of a second, but sorry, 5 seconds behind. So Lando still trying to build up the speed at the moment. Stepping on an outlap there. Still no change really to the top 10. Most of those cars still back in the pits. And we'll see them back on the track very shortly, I'm sure, as we go into the final sort of 20 minutes of the session. And reminder, tomorrow we'll be live for all sessions once again. We've had quite a live timing for F2 and F3. They've had their qualifying sessions. They'll be having sprint races tomorrow. So tomorrow's agenda looks something like this. At 1:15 local time, it will be the Formula 3 sprint race, which is 40 minutes, 19 laps, or 40 minutes plus 1 lap. It'll then be followed by the Formula 1 third practice session. That starts at 3:30 local time, 2:30 my time, if anybody cared. And it'll then be the F2 sprint race, which is 45 minutes plus 1 or 23 laps, whichever they hit first. That will start at 5:15 local time. And finally, the big moment of the weekend so far, the qualifying session tomorrow will be at 7 o'clock local time under lights. And if anything were to, if this practice were to be looked at, then it looks like we could be seeing some, Mercedes in the front of the grid, which should be very interesting. A few more cars back out there. Verstappen's back out there. Let's see if he can start getting himself a bit faster than that 6th place. The Ferraris both still in the pit at the moment. So Verstappen, they're still relatively far behind. We'll start to build up that pace there. I'm trying to see if we've got a Ferrari coming out or not. We do. Carlos Sainz is on an outlap. So, and Hulkenberg's back out. Stroll is on an outlap as well. Leclerc's on the pit, so the majority of the cars coming back out for this for the final 20 minutes here. Yuki saying, being told that the aim is to push at the moment. And Kevin Magnussen being told not to over push in the first lap and try and get get the technology going there. Carlos Sainz playing about understeering at 5 and oversteering at 8. Yeah, so Russell in the pits, and I think leaving the pits now. Alonso in the pits. Right, let's start seeing if we can start seeing some quicker times here. So busy watching the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll go past down there at I think it's turn 8 that Martin that he's down there. There's a Ferrari as well as a Red Bull. You can see on the map there, quite close to each other. Right, so pretty much everybody out at the moment. We've got so Logan Sargent's in, Fernando Alonso's in, but the rest of the field are out at the moment. We've got about 13 minutes remaining on the clock. Let's go to some of the comments over here saying TCC saying tomorrow every team is going to launch an official complaint about Merck's front wing. Be interested to see if that is the difference. Motorsport saying, Steve, these teams' names don't roll up a tongue to me at all. That should be your next poll, perhaps. What do the subscribers think of these ARB team names? Vehicle manufacturer name is best. Yeah, I know. It's horrible, isn't it? You know, what's a kick stake F1, kick salva crap? I mean, I'm all for like sponsorship things, but stake F1, kick salva. You've got 3 different logos in your team. Your team, imagine your team logo is like flipping 4 different logos. It's mental. You know, the Visa, Cash App, RB. Formula One team. You got a big Visa followed by the RB with the Red Bull with the Cash App. I mean, it's just, you know, it's not quite the same. I mean, I back at Williams, the Ferrari is iconic, the Aston Martin's iconic, McLaren's iconic. Very easy to draw the McLaren. Even the Haas, the Red Bull, Alpine's a bit better, but those two are an absolute abomination. Abomination shouldn't be allowed. Right, no movement so far, really, in that sort of top 10. So Hamilton remaining the fastest of the session so far. Danny Rick, he was the fastest in the first session, down in 12th. Worth noting that when he was the fastest, he was on the soft tyres compared to the rest of the field. Most of the field were on mediums at the time. Right, every single car out on the track at the moment except for Fernando Alonso. Some battery issues there for Yuki Tsunoda. I mean, I do prefer the livery of the Ferrari this season. I do like the fact that there's a lot more red to it, more yellow as well. It just looks a bit dull, you know. It almost looks like matte as opposed to sort of the glistening of like the Alpine as it flies around. I think the Alpine as well could add more pink. Lando Norris in behind of the car of Alexander Ocon. Now it changes Zach Brown from McLaren. Let's see what is going on with Lando Norris. Okay, interesting. So then Lawrence made a big mistake. He's going to go for one more hot lap, and that'll be it from him. And they're hoping that Piastri will be able to give them a better idea of exactly where their pace is at, which is interesting to see. So, not maybe a little bit annoyed with Norris. He made a big mistake and couldn't really give them the information that they wanted. Kevin Magnussen complaining about some understeer. Because you're watching Ocon and Piastri going around as well. Yeah, I think it's a good shot. I think Piastri will be able to offer them the best amount of information with regards to how far off the pace they really are. Lando Norris hasn't really pushed up so far this evening. Had a couple of issues. Was in the pit for a long time, and when he's been out there, hasn't really been able to even begin coming anywhere near. Currently sitting at 2.2 seconds behind that lap of Hamilton's, which remains the fastest lap with less than 15 minutes to go. Just a couple of team radios here. Yeah, I was just talking about the fact that Lando Norris is not feeling particularly comfortable in that McLaren at the moment, and as you can, it's pretty evidenced by the fact that he sits almost 1.5 seconds behind his teammate. Drawing to the last stage of the first practice, 12 minutes left on the clock. It'll be very interesting to see if it ends now. The fact that Hamilton and Russell have that pace. McLaren really is that ground because he's the one in the pit wall that we changed to over the weekend. Has been saying throughout the day it's going to take a while for them to get sort of that pace back. He reckons that mid-season, so the second half of the season, they'll be sort of a bit like last season, which I think find a bit frustrating if I'm McLaren supporter to sort of sit there and have to go through last season where we weren't particularly competitive, finally get a bit of competitiveness, and now we're sort of back to square one. And all of a sudden have to sort of start trying to catch up once again. So, yeah, I think the big thing at the moment, especially going to the first weekend, is to see which teams are caught up in the break and who's going to be the other teams to watch. Look, having said that, at the moment, the Red Bulls this session haven't been particularly fast. We all know that they have got a winning car and a winning formula, so I'm not going to read too much into that, and unless they're behind in qualifying. On board with our fastest of the session so far, Lewis Hamilton, as we go into the final 10 minutes. As mentioned, obviously his first race of his last season at Mercedes, and I just cannot, as a Ferrari fan, I don't even know if I should be excited, nervous. Are we going to be the reason that Hamilton bows out with really with a bit of a poor day, or is he going to be poor season, or are we going to be able to make him a world title contender again? About 10 minutes to go, officially, final 10 minutes of the session, and it's been sessions belong to Mercedes. Yeah, for sure, see a session for Lando Norris. The kick haven't had a fantastic session either. as I said, that's Jogan Yu sitting back, talking a bit about his brake balance at the moment. He had issues with his brakes actually when he went out in the first session. Went out in his first lap and had to come in because he said he basically had no brakes. So that did not particularly last for him. But they have been able to get out and log a decent amount of laps so far this session. Right, so earlier in the poll, we asked who impressed you the most in that first session between Ricciardo, Norris, Piastri, and Tsunoda. Danny Ricciardo, obviously, as you'd imagine, coming out on top there, 66%. He was the fastest in that first practice. Not been quite the same in the second practice with everybody going on to the softs. But he's got a lot to prove, and I think he'll have his eyes on Perez this weekend as well as Tsunoda. First prize for Danny Ricciardo will be to beat Yuki Tsunoda and make sure that he's the top driver in the Visa Cash App RB Formula 1 team. And second priority for him will be to try and challenge Sergio Perez. Because if he starts challenging Sergio Perez in that car, then everyone's going to know that he'll be a lot faster in the Red Bull. A bit of a lock-up there from Yuki Tsunoda. Number 22, currently at 50th fastest for the session. Yeah, so all the drivers currently running driving the race, putting in racing laps at the moment, which is why we haven't seen anybody look to the top that time that Lewis Hamilton set. Pretty early in the session, actually. I think it must be about sort of almost the half an hour mark when he must have set that. So far the standard being 1:30.374, the fastest lap recorded so far over in Bahrain. I think the big thing, obviously, the big discussion point from the design point of view is going to be the side pods. The floor, for example, the undercut that Red Bull have. That's been a big feature of the new car. They've got a couple of inlets to the side as well. So they also said that I think it's their front wing. They took some motivation or took some inspiration, I think is the official term they use, from a couple of cars on the grid. So yeah, apparently Red Bull looking around and seeing where they can find that extra couple of advantages. All cars currently on the track with 6.5 minutes left to go. I think of a new poll. Which car has the best livery? I think let's do it. Which car has the best livery? And I'm going to put Kick Sauber in that, Sauber, Ferrari. I quite like the Ferrari livery. We'll go with the classic Red Bull. And for a fourth one, who do you want to go with for fourth livery? Go with McLaren, the nice orange there. You can go with I think the Aston Martin looks pretty good. I don't know if you can put the Mercedes in there. Put the Aston Martin in. Right, go let me know which car you think looks the best. With just over 5 minutes to go. So in terms of that, I mentioned the schedule tomorrow. So we will be live. As I said, all you have to do is just, if you are new, subscribe to the channel and turn the notifications on, because you'll get a notification when we go live. We'll go live a little bit earlier so that we can cover the F2 and F3. Then we'll obviously have they're actually in between the first practice session or third practice session for the Formula 1. And then we'll obviously got qualifying in the evening, which will be with Mark, I believe. So I'll be back here tomorrow for the third practice session. We will then hand over to Mark, who'll be taking you through qualifying. So you're going to see a whole lot of us presenters across the season. So it's a long season ahead. We're also looking at potentially doing other motorsports. We might be even seeing a bit of Moto GP coming in, featuring on the channel. We might see some Le Mans coverage, for example. I actually know somebody who's potentially driving Le Mans this year, which would be quite cool. So hopefully you can see me to get onto the channel. We might look at, for example, like the Indy 500 and doing some sort of key motorsport events throughout the year. So if you have any suggestions or any event or race in particular you'd like us to cover, then please do drop that in the comments and give us that feedback. So we want to know exactly what you guys would like to see this year, in and amongst the plenty of Formula One races. It's basically a race every second week from now, or in fact even less over the span of the year. It's a race every second week. Given the fact that we're already about 8 weeks in, we will basically be having a race, two races every 3 weeks for the remainder of the year. Before we start, we finish up in the first weekend of December, obviously at Abu Dhabi. So it's a pretty packed calendar, and a couple of changes next season as well, 2025, which we'll see the Australian Grand Prix. Everyone asking for some NASCAR. Yeah, we can look at some NASCAR. And we can look at some of the big ones there from NASCAR to try and add that to the schedule. Obviously, there's a lot of motorsports to try and cover, so we'll cover what we can. We're going to try and do the Kyalami 9-hour this year if you're a South African fan, because we can actually have access to that. We might actually get down to the track and do a bit of on-location coverage, which eventually we'll be doing at Formula One over the years to come. With your guys' support, we'll hopefully be able to get there and get over to some of the Formula Ones and bring you some action from the track itself. That is the dream, that is the plan, that is the vision of the channel. So if you'd like to support that, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, for example, smash like on the video. Any of that kind of thing helps us just a little bit step closer to being able to bring you guys the coverage that we'd really like to. So it's been a nice first day. I've seen a lot of new faces in here. Looking forward to the season ahead as we're sort of wrapping down the final few minutes of practice 2. The main takeaway so far is that the Mercs do have pace. The Red Bulls maybe not as dominant as people expected. Ferrari's in that top 10. Good to see Hulkenberg going there, getting himself in that top 10. Good to see the Haas having a bit of pace this session. Not a session to forget, really, for Lando Norris, who sits down in the 20th and really managed to get going. But his teammate Piastri has indicated that maybe there is yet pace in the McLaren once Lando Norris gets himself sorted. So it is officially 90 seconds left in the second practice session. I mean, just the amount of signage is ridiculous. And you look at the advertising, for example, the spots and all the various different things as you go there. I mean, every little gap, half a, an edge, anywhere they can find space, there's advertising. And it's amazing to see how much money's grown into the sport. Peter Bayer, the CEO of RB, watching on, looking a bit stern. Ricardo fastest in the first session, 12 fastest in the second session. We're going to look at Hamilton, who has dominated proceedings here this evening in Bahrain. That'll give him a lot of confidence. That'll give his fans a lot to be excited about going into tomorrow, whether they can maintain that, whether that is just a bit of a flash in the pan, or whether he can yet challenge for pole tomorrow night. We'll only find out tomorrow, but so far promising signs from Mercedes, who, as Hamilton said, he was quite confident this car is a lot better than what he drove last season, and is hoping that they will be able to compete. Obviously, Red Bull completely new car as well, so it'll be interesting to see what the new changes mean and whether they'll start to move back to what they had last year, or whether the new changes are going to make them even more dominant this season. Lots of questions that'll be answered in the next few days, but as we count down the final few seconds of this session, it is the Mercedes who come out on top. After that, the best team performance, probably the two Ferraris. After that, Red Bull. In fact, Aston Martin's actually, I think, probably pipping the Ferraris there. Alonso in the 3, Stroll at 8. So the usual suspects, really, as the checkered flag goes and brings it into the second free practice. They are the ones who dominated proceedings, as I said. So Lewis there with the fastest lap of the practice. The Mercedes pit crew and team looking very relaxed with the situation, but I think secretly they'll be very chuffed the fact that they have come out the fastest overall in that second session and do seem to have the pace. People, thank you very much. We will see you guys all tomorrow for the third practice session, as well as qualifying Saturday, then the big one, the race Grand Prix. It is obviously a night race over in Bahrain as we get the season going. and looking forward to bringing you guys the entire Formula 1 season throughout the rest of the year. Please do smash the like on the video. Please